I'm John Batchelor with Malcolm Hoenlein, and we're very pleased to welcome to the show Maurice Shochet, who is a member of the Washington Institute for Near Eastern Policy. He's also part of the Iraqi Jews...
The World Organization of Jews from Iraq.
World Organization of Jews from Iraq. Maurice, a very good evening to you. The disturbing details that Malcolm's given me is that there is a site in Iraq, south of Baghdad, and this site has very important Jewish writings on it, Jewish inscriptions. And recently, elements within the Iraqi government have moved to either do away with the inscriptions or in some way damage them. Could you clarify, please? What is the site?
It is the tomb of Ezekiel, the prophet, who was brought to Babylon in the year 586 BCE during the Babylonian exile. About a month ago, the Iraqi news agency Ur News mentioned in its website that under pressure from Islamic political parties, the original Hebrew inscriptions and ornamentation on the walls around the tomb of Ezekiel are being removed or have been removed under the pretext of restoring the site. And according to the website itself, it mentions that the Antiquities and Heritage Authority in Iraq has been pressured by Islamists to historically cleanse all evidence of a Jewish connection to Iraq, which is a land where Jews had lived for over 1,000 years before the advent of Islam.
This is the tomb of Ezekiel. I understand there are other critical sites that are associated with Jewish history in Iraq. Is that correct?
Yes. The oldest is the tomb of Nahum the prophet from the year 721 BCE during the Assyrian exile.
But there are others. Isn't the tomb of Jonah and 7 or 8 other prophets?
Absolutely. There are tombs of Nehemiah, tombs of Jonah, tombs of Ezra the scribe, tombs of Daniel, the tomb of Nehemiah, as I mentioned.
And we can expect, I think, that the same treatment will be accorded them. And I understand that they want to build a mosque over the tomb of Ezekiel, and that some of the people who were there in the past week said that they saw that they were being plastered over. The inscriptions, which are ancient, were being plastered over in order to remove any semblance of Jewish and eventually also sacred to Christians, by the way. These sites will be turned into Muslim holy sites.
Yes, it's my understanding that there was a German researcher who visited Iraq, and he saw the area that the Hebrew inscriptions were covered by a layer of plaster. So does this mean that this is the beginning of the restoration of the place, that all of this will be removed? According to the Iraqi Arabic website, that's the purpose, and the Islamists are behind that.
During the war, the soldiers went into the Mukhabarat, the secret police headquarters, and found material that had been seized from the homes of the Jews, books, other Jewish artifacts, and been put in a basement where they were flooded with sewage water. They were carefully taken out, frozen, flown back here by the Library of Congress. What is the status, and could you tell us a little bit about the content of those books and why Iraq now is seemingly demanding them back?
The documentation include manuscripts and Sifrei Torah and Hebrew materials that goes back between the 16th and 20th century. There are rare books, correspondence, and documents, files, pamphlets, modern books. Some of them goes to the year like 1568. It's a Ektubim volume, Ektuvim of the monumental Third Rabbinic Bible that was published in Venice by Giovanni di Gara. Another one appears to be Abraham's Bruder's Birkat Avraham, which was published in Venice in 1696. When they were brought to the United States, the purpose was to preserve and conserve them, but my understanding there is a difficulty in finding the funds. Now, last month, the Iraqi person in charge of the antiquities and manuscript said that he's planning to come to the United States in next February, like next month, in order to return them back to Iraq.
We're speaking with Maurice Shochat, who is a member of the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, and he's an expert in Jews of Iraq. And these are historical documents and historical sites that, I'm taking it, were not at risk under the loathsome Saddam Hussein, but are now at risk under the al-Maliki government, which has gone Iranian, has been heavily influenced by Tehran, and is now making aggressive moves that are ambiguous. At this point, Maurice, do we have clarity from the State Department? Have they said anything about this?
No, the State Department actually doesn't say anything, and the manuscripts are under the control of the National Archives and Record Administration, and according to the agreement that was between them and the Iraqi government at the time, the Coalition Provisional Authority, when they released it, that they should come to the United States for preservation and conservation, and then to be returned to Iraq.
Maurice Shochat, Iraqi Jews preserving their history and the history of Judaism. Malcolm Hoenlein, and this is John Batchelor.